Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to talk about some of the big UK stock news that is coming up this week. So there's a lot of companies reporting earnings. Pretty sure you guys, if you're watching this video, probably have one of these companies on the list that you own. And yeah, we get a lot of trading updates from the UK front, definitely a busy week. The US starts to get a bit busier. We start at the end of this week, we start to get some banks that start reporting some earnings, and then going into the week after, we'll start to see a lot of earnings coming from the US side, and earnings season does really pick up. And also there's a few events that will go on as well in the US this week, next week, that will cause probably a little bit of volatility, hopefully, in the stock market. So yeah, US is starting to pick up, but definitely this week we'll be looking at a lot of the UK stocks. So I put in red two big ones, and I'll be pointing out things that I'll be looking out for in these earnings, and then we'll just touch on some of the ones as well that's happening this week. So if you could smash the like button, if you are new, make sure you subscribe, and we'll go through some of these UK earnings that are happening this week. So first of all, top one on the list, Boohoo. So they're going to be doing a trading update on the 14th. So yeah, I think that's the Thursday, I believe. So yeah, this is a big one for me because obviously Boohoo is my biggest UK position. So I am hoping for some positive news. I do have like a bit of high expectations going into this earning as well. Last earnings were fantastic. I think last earnings were like, I think I rated them like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. Hopefully same again. I believe someone pointed me on the Discord group, which by the way, the link's in the description if you want to join that. I think someone said on the Discord group that apparently Next had their earnings last week, I believe it was, and apparently their earnings were pretty good for online sales. So hopefully Boohoo, something very similar, have some good earnings from these guys, because obviously they don't have any brick and mortar stores, like everything's online. So hopefully there's a lot of sales and Christmas sales in there, and they've been very successful. So yeah, key things really. Obviously we're hoping for good profit, we're hoping for good revenue. I believe revenue is somewhere forecast, I can't remember exactly, I think it's somewhere like a 35% or something like that revenue. Ideally I would like to see it somewhere in the 40%, that would be somewhere where I would prefer it to be. And then if we get anything else above there, then obviously that's a fantastic one. Another key thing with Boohoo is we'll be looking at how they're doing with the US sales. So if you remember last time, the US sales were an absolute blowout. So it'd be very interesting to see, is this US growth sales still continuing? And yeah, I mean, what normally happens with Boohoo, or what happened last time with Boohoo, is we actually had a very good run going into earnings, which is always the worst scenario to be in, because you get so much positivity priced in that eventually the earnings come out and people sold off, and that's what happened last time. So hopefully this week we don't see Boohoo run up before earnings, because that's always a bad place to be, and hopefully it's kind of chilled out and we don't have big expectations there. But yeah, hopefully these are very good earnings. Hopefully say the Christmas period's treated them really well. And yeah, I mean, hopefully this is the push to the £5. It's my biggest stock in the UK portfolio, so hopefully it is very successful on that point of view. And I will probably more than likely well, these all come out Thursday, so maybe it'll be Thursday night, maybe Friday. I'll be probably end up doing a video, because I'm sure at least one of these stocks is definitely going to do something on them days, if it's a positive way or a negative way. So I'm sure I'll be covering these some point later in the week. Next up is Card Factory. So these guys have earnings on the same day as Boohoo, so it's going to be a bit of a chaotic Thursday morning. But yeah, they're bringing out earnings on the 14th as well. The big thing with Card Factory is that obviously we know revenues are going to be down, we know profits going to be down. The stores are being shut the majority of the time. Hopefully with December being their busiest period and the Christmas sales, it's still a pretty strong December. So we'll be looking for information in December, how strong store sales were, and that's the big thing. But realistically, going into Card Factory's earnings, I'm pretty much ignoring the revenue, I'm ignoring whatever profit they've put in. So those are the two things that I'm kind of pushing to one side. The updates I'm looking for in Card Factory is online sales. So for me, online sales need to be very good. I'm hoping online sales are at least somewhere about above 40%. If online sales growth are a 40% growth, that's okay. 40 to 60% okay. If we can get above 60%, that's amazing. So we're looking at what they can do there for online sales for Card Factory. The next thing will be the Aldi stores and also the Reject stores. So we'll be looking to see what kind of revenue that them put in, and also how much of a percentage of revenue them sales will make up of what they do. So yeah, I mean, we probably won't get loads of information about it, but I'm hoping they do say something about it and the news is positive. And those will be the key things, because like I said, this is a turnaround play. And those will be the key confident measures to me that the company is turning around. So those will be the key turnaround points I'll be looking for in that earnings report. Next up is a house builder. We saw Barratt Developments, their earnings were very strong. So hopefully another house builder, MJ Glayson's earnings will be pretty strong as well. Theirs is on the 11th. So by the time this video goes up, it will probably be out. So yeah, we probably know what's happened there, but hopefully they're okay. The Barratt Developments earnings pretty much lifted the whole UK house builder earnings on that day. So yeah, MJ Glayson, we'll see what happens there. JD Sports, so obviously the same problem as like Carter Factory. A lot of their shops have been closed down, but hopefully online sales are still pretty strong on that one. We get them guys on the 12th. And then another big one for me, which is Taylor Wimpey, once again on the 14th. Hopefully they kind of are very similar to Barratt Developments and they have strong earnings. I do think they will be strong earnings, and hopefully we see some positive news come out of them. It'll be interesting to see what point of view they're going on the dividend as well, because we saw what happened with Barratt Developments, and I think Taylor Wimpey said their dividend was going to be quite far off at the moment, so it was very interesting to see if they bring that forward. So that's the one thing I'll be checking out on that one. And then the last one is Whitbread, so better known for Premier Inn basically. Them guys are on the 14th as well. So yeah, I generally don't know about this one because pretty much I think they have been closed pretty much since the last time they did a trading update. So I think Whitbread's is one of the cases of that it probably be the worst one on this list. It might be a bit ugly for them, so I expect them to go down. But hey, if there's so much negativity priced in and actually it isn't that bad, that might be a sign the stock goes up. But I can't see anything amazing coming out from these guys because they've been shut so much that I just can't see how they can even be slightly in the positive. So we'll see what exactly happens. You know, sometimes with the stock market, when everyone kind of plans one way and you know everyone thinks it's going to go in that direction and there's so much negativity, if it's even just a little bit better than negative, like it's, you know, it's not awful, it's just bad, then sometimes the stock will go up. So we'll see what happens with that one. That might be a case for Whitbread. But yeah, the 14th is definitely a busy day on the UK front. So and yeah, some really big earnings as well. So hopefully I gave you some information. Like I say, I'm sure on Thursday or Friday I'll be talking about some of these guys, especially these two. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you could smash the like button, if you are new, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.